Imagine this world. You wake up in the morning and go for your daily morning jog, followed by a quick workout. An advanced AI algorithm is able to instantly calculate how much projected future burden you lifted off the healthcare system by staying healthier for longer, and it compensates you as such. Let's say you make a quick $50. You then walk to the store to get some groceries, and on your way, you see an old lady trip over and take an unfortunate, nasty fall. Now, you're in a rush to get back home as you have stuff to do, and you have no obligation to help out anyone else. But because you live in this parallel economy, you decide to take the time to help her get back to her feet and make sure she's okay. The advanced AI algorithm once again determines the economic/social value of your kind act and compensates you for it. Let's say you make a quick $20. Finally, you get home, and before you start work, you have a decision to make that's more important than you might think. Do you quickly order some cheap junk food for breakfast, or do you take the time to cook yourself a good healthy meal? Now, in the past, you would have chosen the cheap junk food every time. But because you're living in the parallel economy now, you decide to cook a good healthy meal for yourself. And once again, the AI determines how much future you relieved from the healthcare system and compensates you accordingly. Let's say you make a quick $30. Congratulations, you've now scooped up a non-insignificant $100 of pocket change before you've even started working, all while objectively contributing to society at the same time. Now it's time to start your job. In the old world, you were stuck in an extremely frustrating and soulless 9-to-5 corporate job. But in the new parallel economy, your job, if you want to call it that, is just whatever you're passionate about. Do you enjoy art, sports, music, content creation? Whatever you're personally passionate about, you have the freedom to pursue it and get compensated for it. Once again, the advanced AI figures out a fair amount of pay for the time and effort you put in, and you get compensated accordingly. Instead of living purely for the profit of a corporation, you get to both pursue your own passions and provide legitimate value to society. Welcome to the world of parallel economies. Hey guys, real quick, you may have noticed we're getting very close to 10,000 subscribers now. So if you're new here and enjoying this content, definitely consider subscribing and helping us get closer to this magic number. Would really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. You guys are awesome. Part 1, Deconstructing Neoliberalism. I recently watched a great video from Anna Bocca fully explaining and deconstructing the problem with neoliberalism. It's quite a big topic, so we don't have the time to do a whole breakdown of what neoliberalism is in this video, but the general idea is this. Neoliberalism is the idea that the free market is some sort of god or deity that always accurately and perfectly determines the value of stuff, which eventually, in a really toxic way, devolves into determining the value of people as well. If it makes money, then it's good. If it doesn't, it's worthless. If someone makes a lot of money, they're to be ass-kissed and worshipped like a god. If they don't, they're to be looked down upon like worthless trash. It's gotten to a point where even your parents treat you, their own children, as just worthless trash when you can't find a good job. This just goes to show the extent of how brainwashed by neoliberalism we've become as a society. The fact that it's even caused parents to devalue their own children and split families apart. But all it takes is a few seconds of critical thought before you realize how nonsensical it all is. It is extremely easy to debunk neoliberalism with just a few examples. I'll be giving examples that even conservatives would agree with, as it's typically conservatives who are the most staunch supporters of neoliberalism. If you are a conservative watching this, understand I'm not trying to antagonize or destroy you. I'm simply asking you to approach the next few minutes of the video with an open mind. We can all agree that being a good parent is one of the most important and necessary jobs that society depends upon. It is also something that has zero free market value from a neoliberalism standpoint. No one in the private sector is going to pay you money to have kids, take care of them, or raise them. but they're absolutely necessary to keep society and humanity from going extinct. Conservatives love traditional stay-at-home wives and hate OF models. But from a pure neoliberalist standpoint, the OF model makes a ton more money and is way profitable for the economy. Another great example of why we shouldn't judge someone or something's self-worth based purely on their economic value is the social media algorithm hellscape that has laid ruin to so many aspects of our society, constantly pushing rage bait, division, loneliness, and hatred. But from a neoliberalist standpoint, it is extremely profitable, which is why these tech companies do it. Does that mean it's good for society just because it makes money? I could give endless more examples as well, such as how war, exploitation, and slavery are also extremely profitable, but we can all agree that these things are all horrible no matter how much money they may generate. Now, I also want to be fair. This isn't to say that everyone who chases money is evil, or that we shouldn't celebrate financial success at all. It is not even to say that neoliberalism is always wrong either. It is just to say that it should not be the end-all, be-all, one-size-fits-all solution for everyone. Some people enjoy the hustle culture, climbing the corporate ladder and earning lots of money, and that's fine. But the problem is, it's not for everyone, and the system tries to force us into participating in the neoliberal system that we never agreed to be a part of in the first place. A lot of people have called my channel anti-work, and to be honest, I don't really mind this label, but it's not really true. I never ever tried to stop anyone from working if they wanted to. I just don't want to work a traditional 9-to-5 job myself, and clearly, plenty of other people feel the exact same way these days. And just as I've demonstrated, economic profitability is clearly not the best or even a good indicator of contribution to society in the first place. So we clearly need other ways of rewarding work, contribution, time, and effort. And this is where parallel economies could be the solution. Part 3, challenges. Now, this solution may sound great on the surface level, and if we were somehow to find an ideal way to implement it, it would be fantastic. It may even be a better solution to the looming AI job apocalypse than the commonly proposed universal basic income, which I myself am a huge advocate for. The challenge, of course, is how exactly do you implement it fairly? How do you determine which activities should get paid how much? AI can certainly help a lot with that, but who gets to make the AI? Can we just blindly trust them to be fair? What if it gets corrupted and overwhelmingly favors certain people over others? Wouldn't this just lead to the exact same problems we already see with capitalism? These are all huge problems with huge ramifications that we all need to thoroughly discuss before we could implement such a thing. But one thing is very clear. This old system of judging and evaluating all things and people purely based off economics profits is outdated, obsolete, and clearly needs to go. If you want to pursue a life of financial success, go for it. More power to you, but we shouldn't all be forced to go this path because as humans, we are more than just our economic value. Another reason this outdated neoliberal model of judging everyone based on their economic value is stupid is because in this horrible economy, not everyone can even get a job, even if they wanted one. And yet, here we are, all being shamed and humiliating for not wanting to work or not making enough money. This is just a really stupid paradox that we explore more in depth in this video right here. Check it out. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.